Hello, fellow aliens. Today I am just gonna very quickly talk about the YouTube changes. Not so much as someone who, like, very rarely makes a YouTube video, because that doesn't really matter to me. I was not monetized. I don't think I will ever be monetized. And so that kind of stuff doesn't matter to me, but what matters to me and what frustrates me is that YouTube has, for a while, felt more and more like a content farm, instead of a place for creators, and it's just really upsetting. Like, sometimes I will spend a good few minutes looking through my recommendations, just trying to find something to watch, because it genuinely feels like someone's jingling keys in front of me. Like, I get so overstimulated by the, like, slop thumbnails that it takes me out of the whole situation, and it makes me not really want to watch anything. And, like, we've gotten to a point where there's no television, right? Like, there's no real option other than streaming, and it feels really bad to make creators that make interesting videos jump through hoops and do a lot of things just to continue making that content or making those videos. And I saw a lot of people saying that, like, this will incentivize, like, the AI channels to get bigger, and I have in the past year clicked on a lot of videos that I almost immediately realized were AI, that I, like, thought was, like, a regular video essay, and that is so frustrating and saddening. And yeah, it's so upsetting. I feel like a lot of the changes that YouTube has been making are just so awful. And I, as someone who is in the art community, I see this happening in the art community as well. I see anytime, like, a new product comes out, everybody's reviewing it and everybody's buying it. I see so many videos of people talking about overconsumption of art supplies, and, like, I definitely have, like, a problem. I've bought so many art supplies that I just don't, like, I try to use everything that I own, but, like, I just, I have been influenced as well. And it's all too much at certain times, and it's really hard to watch people, like, have to be incentivized to do those sorts of things. I don't know, it makes me really sad. It's really difficult to want to watch videos. It's especially difficult to want to make anything. I already struggle with wanting to make videos. I am an artist first and foremost, but I like sharing my art with others, but it's really hard to want to prioritize that when it honestly sometimes feels like art is an escape from those sorts of things. I don't make a lot of digital art anymore, and part of the reason why is because I feel so connected to technology in a way that doesn't really feel healthy. And I know that we've all felt that, and it felt really nice to step away from that and to make things that I could actually, like, hold in my hand and like feel the texture of what I was using and genuinely feel satisfied with what I've made. Like it's a very different emotional experience than making digital art, because digital art, it does feel like you're making it. Like it's not, it's not just pixels in a screen, but it is very much like there is still a disconnect. And so I stepped back for a while because of that, and I don't know, it feels like everybody is doing that, but the way that YouTubers are doing that and people are promoting things and buying things and blah blah blah, like it just feels disingenuous. And it's really difficult to even like watch art content because of those things. And then everything else is just, God, I feel so bad for content creators who feel like they need to make like reaction slop. But to be honest, so much of my feed is just that. It's so hard to be a part of. I've been on the internet for most of my life, and I know a lot of people say like, oh, there used to be actual websites and places people would go and blah blah blah, and like, yeah, there were, and it genuinely, like, I spent a lot of my childhood, like, on forums, like, reading stuff and, like, learning new things. And you can definitely still find stuff like that if you look. But, it is different now. But I don't think it was necessarily better then. I do think that people have, like, the rose-colored glasses on or whatever. But, I do think that I don't begrudge anybody for trying to make money off the things that they make. I think that people should be making money off the stuff that they do. I just don't like how it's being incentivized. I don't think that this is the creator's fault. I obviously think that this is YouTube's fault. The people at the top are always making the most money, and it's frustrating when, the landscape of what we watch is changing. Like, I actively watch a lot of those, like, short drama, like, content and stuff, and it's a very strange time to be in, where like television doesn't exist anymore and everything is like vertical video. It's really weird. It's weird how like real life is starting to emulate the phone. But I'll watch interviews of people that are in those dramas, and they genuinely are having a good time making what they make, and I support them in that. I think that any way that you can pursue your dream is, I mean, not any way, but like like it's good if you genuinely put your heart and soul into it. Like, I think a lot about like Daniel Radcliffe and like those weird movies and things that he's in. Like, sometimes you just do things because you love them, and sometimes you make something silly, and sometimes you make something beautiful. But I just hate that the people who are profiting from it aren't the people who made it, and instead a separate group of people who continue to incentivize less work so they can make more money and you can make less. Like, it's just so annoying. It's like, how can we be lazier as a society? It's just so upsetting. I don't know. But yeah, as I've stepped away from making digital art, and as I've stepped away from, you know, feeling like I have to make stuff, I've been making a lot, like, better quality things, and I think I've learned a lot from my art, and that's what I really want, for myself and for anyone, is to feel that, like, level of fulfillment of what you make. Like, I remember, I think I privated this video, I don't know. But I said once in a video that for a while I've been making things and everything I make is good. And it's something I repeat to myself a lot. Like, you get to a point where even if the thing that you make is unfinished and, you know, you feel frustrated with it or you don't know where to take it next, it still feels satisfying and you can still, like, see all the moving parts. And that's the best part of creating something. And I think that's the thing that, like, people who use AI all the time lose. I was watching a video about the, like, Hank Green stuff and, like, him using AI, which was really, you know, eye-opening and kind of sad to watch. But I was watching a video, and I can't remember what video, but I remember the person in the video saying that the use for AI is when you have a good idea to like use AI to help you make that idea a reality. And I think that people don't, like, a lot of people will make that claim, and I think that people don't realize that that's the part of it. Like, when people will say, like, oh, you go into, like, AI psychosis, or it stops your brain from actually thinking about doing things, like, that's the part of it that your brain needs to be doing most of all, is the actual, like, making your thoughts a reality. Like, that's the part of your brain that is the most important. And so it, you know, it really frustrates me when people are like, oh, like, there's like kind of a good use for AI. It's like, no, there's none. Like, LLMs straight up don't work, and they are incentivized to make you a worse person. Like, we live in a society, in a time in which everybody is incentivized to be less of a human being and more of a, like, money-making machine. And, you know, you can see this in anything, in, you know, soldiers, in any sort of American interests. There is an incentive to just sort of be a good worker. And for a lot of people, that means becoming less. And I think that's what frustrates me the most is, you know, when I go on YouTube now, when I go on social media now, when I look at anything on the internet, I am being shown the kind of stuff that turns you into that kind of person. and it sort of like itches my brain. Like, it's so insidious and it's so awful. Like, I spend so much of my time remembering a version of me when I was a child and trying to remember what it was like before all of this stuff happened, because it genuinely feels like we live in a different world. And like, I don't know what the solution is. I don't know. It's really sad to watch these things have to happen to, you know, smaller people, smaller YouTube creators, people who just want to make their dreams come true. But I think the thing that I have learned and the thing that's helped me is that if you just keep doing the thing that you love, you'll always have that. I decided to drop out of college because I realized, and like, this was a fight for me, like, I never wanted to drop out of college. I felt like a failure, but I realized that I wasn't doing the thing that was fulfilling to me, and it felt wrong. After a certain point, you start to feel wrong, and I think the problem with tying the thing that you love to, you know, all the money that you make, or turning the thing that you love into content. Like, people say, like, don't turn your hobby into content, and the reason why is because you start to lose your humanity that way. And so I genuinely preferred stepping back and just making things for me. And I always go like, why am I not making more content? Why am I not, I have all these ideas, why am I not doing them? And it's like, genuinely, you have to give yourself the time. And like, again, that's another thing that's frustrating when you have to make money off those things, is like, you can't give yourself that time. And it's just so frustrating that like larger creators can take years off. They can take so much time to, you know, make new things and ideate and do all the stuff that smaller creators don't get to do. But, you know, as long as you try to keep that part of yourself intact, you can sort of make anything, as long as you keep your brain intact too. Like, you can continue to work towards something for the rest of your life. Like, I think a lot about how people spend so much of their time like trying to be more efficient and trying to do things so quickly, and then you hear about how things used to be, and people were taking like years to make a single painting, or I'm trying to think about what I was just gonna say, because my brain just keeps going, Rome wasn't built in a day, but that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that the reason why languages exist is because we had so much time on our hands that we literally created our own communication systems. Like, humans are very good at using time to our advantage. And I don't know, it just really upsets me that we're not given enough time. Like, we've created a society, and by we I mean, you know, billionaires, have created a society in which we don't get to have that. It's not ours anymore, and that's what's so frustrating to me. And I really, I feel bad for, you know, people who are affected by this. But I try to keep hope for the best. And yeah. I'd say just go and enjoy some things that you love. And maybe take a step back. If you're if you're a creator who is making a video right now about how Cara Dash released the Neo Color 2 limited edition colors as their own set and you're really mad about it, just go use them. If you bought them, just go use them to make art. Please, everybody, please calm down. Okay. Be good to yourself. Okay, goodbye.